Tensura What If? Silver Timeline by CBCTEBAS Chapter 27 Ivaraj. Argent quickly followed Veldanava's instructions and brought Velgrind and Lay with him. They arrived in the southern part of the main continent. As they traveled they sensed very thick amounts of miasma and magicules in the air. The living beings, both plants and animals, in the surroundings have all died. Over their look, Velgrind pointed at the giant dragon Ivaraj that someone is currently fighting against. Finally you three arrived. The three heard someone's voice. Veldanava was on the ground placing his hands on the ground. Alright, Argent, I need you and Lay to help Feldway incapacitate that being. Velgrind, you'll help your sister Velzard strengthen the barrier as to lessen the damage in the area. Veldanava started giving the trio orders. What are you doing? Argent asked. Veldanava was on one knee and has his hand on the ground. I'm strengthening the cardinal world. A lot of strong beings are fighting with everything they've got right now. And the world wouldn't be able to survive it. Now go, also don't kill it. The trio quickly went to their positions. They saw Velzard who was maintaining the barrier, and Velgrind joined in giving her magicules in the mix. The two sisters opened a small hole in the barrier letting Argent and Lay inside. Good luck, Lay. Velgrind said. What about me? You don't need it, if you die I'll kill. That's harsh, ha ha ha. Argent rushed to join the others in the fight. Velgrind looked at the two as they fly to the enemy, and in a small whisper, be careful Argent. Oh, Velzard heard it and pretended to not hear it and focused on their job. Argent and Lay saw the other seraphims attacking the giant being, and also with them is Guy, huh? Oh Argent. Guy continues to swing his sword Asura at Ivaraj. Argent could see that while it takes damages, it is only small bruises, compared to its extremely large stature. The other seraphims also used their weapons to fight it. The others hit it while the others distract it, and when its attention changes so does their roles. They all worked in good coordination. Feldway noticed both Argent's and Lay's arrival and had added them into the mix. The fight has gone for more than a month already. Days went by and the surface of the planet continues to get scorched by the battle. The dragon-like being's breath is some kind of energy breath that destroys everything it hits. The seraphims, Argent, and Guy have continued to dodge it as they continue their battle. In this battle, Argent has equipped his sword Rakshasa and have added to the fighting force. However, Argent's contribution is not in his fighting ability. In terms of raw power, he is the weakest in the battle and will just be a burden for the others. Even Lay could be a better help with her mental attacks. Then why did Veldanava brought Argent in the battle, you may ask? Argent, another one opened here. Guy's voice could be heard as he pointed to a gate that just opened. I'm on it. Argent rushed to the gate and forcefully closed it before returning into the fight. Yes, the reason that he is participating is because as the battle continues, gates have been appearing on the battlefield. And Argent aside from Veldanava are the only ones capable of closing them. Roer. Some of the seraphs were hit by Ivaraj's wings and tails and hit the ground, passing by Argent who was returning to the fight. Shit! This is impossible, shouted Argent. He points both his hand forward and started activating nuclear magic. Let's see you try this combo. Ivaraj was hit by gravity collapse. Roar! It wailed as the magic pulls on its body. However, that only lasted a few seconds as it destroyed the magic by spreading his magicules all around. Then, Scorch Magic. Scorch Blast X100. Argent shouted as several flaming giant orbs bigger than Argent's body one at a time started hitting Ivaraj. Feldway. Yes. I'll distract it. Let's do something with Guy. Got it, come on, you could do better than that. Argent mocked him as he continues to shoot at the enemy. This was supposed to be a surprise for Velgrind, you know, being able to use Scorch Magic. What a waste. Argent started complaining. The dragon started looking at Argent and opened its mouth. The energy is starting to gather and will soon release at Argent. Argent grinned, raising his hand and showing it his smirk just to mock it some more. All rightly, this better be successful. Argent started creating a magic circle in front of him. This one was 10 meters in diameter. Cryo Magic. Instead of freezing the target, become my wall Cocytus. A large 100 meters tall ice wall sprouted out of the ground covering Argent. Then another spell was being cast. in front of the ice wall. Pyro magic, combustion type, energy ignition. The magic intercepted the breath of Ivaraj and collided with each other. The two attacks were equal for a second until the dragon's breath finally won and started pushing through the attack, hitting the ice wall, melting it and killing those behind it. At least if there was anyone behind it. Ha ha ha, that was a close call. Argent laughed with sweats in his face. Man, I can't believe you did that, Guy said, and I'm not doing it again. Argent Sama, that was so dangerous. What would you have done if I wasn't here? Lei complained as they positioned themselves. They were in the back of the dragon. The distraction that Argent made was able to let them get close enough to all attack in unison. Lei used her ultimate skill, Lord of Empathy Cassiel, to manipulate the dragon into thinking that Argent was still behind the ice wall for a couple of seconds. And that was enough for him to escape and got into position. Now that they were in position, all four of them readied their best attack and attacked in unison. World's End, Slash of Heaven, Nightmare, Toxin's Embrace. Asterisk Ruah Aarrr. Asterisk the ground and the air shook as it finally had a large wound in its body. At the back of its body it has a large slash that goes from its left shoulder to the right below where his wing is at. That was the first time Ivaraj ever left that kind of pain before. It started rampaging even more than it already did and started bursting its magicules again. I think we have a problem, commented Guy as he looks all over the place. The others did as well. Wow, that's a lot of monsters, Argent unconsciously commented. The magicules that Ivaraj released started turning into monsters known as cryptid and started attacking everything in sight. Most of them started banging on the already unstable barrier being supported by the two true dragon sisters. Normally mere monsters like them won't change much, but the magicules and damages that they've been holding for a month is taking a toll on their magicule reserves. Don't worry, I contacted Enki and Siren. They'll arrive soon. Argent used thought communication and reassured the two. They then focused on Ivaraj, who started firing everywhere randomly. And they continued their assault on it as well. Meanwhile, the monsters have started to make some progress on the barrier. They number in the hundreds of thousands, if not already more than 1 million. Each one of the numbers averaging from class 3 to 4. Class 3 equals B to B+, class 4 equals A to A+. We have arrived, Velgrind Sama. Siren shouted to get the attention of Velgrind, flying on air. With her are all of her subordinates along with Enki and his subordinates. Good, I'll open up and let you in. Wait, Velzard stopped Velgrind. Only Siren and Enki could survive inside the barrier. The others will die if that beast spreads its magicules again. But those two alone can't kill all of those, Velgrind reasoned. She is right, Velzard Sama, we are all prepared to die anyway, Enki supported. And if you die, we'll lose manpower. Velzard fired back. You two go inside and clean up the dense parts. I have a plan, we'll open up sections of the barrier to release a few of the monsters at a time and your subordinates kill them. I see, Velgrind nodded. Then the two, Siren and Enki, went inside the barrier. Their subordinates were given specific locations that will open up. Each section has at least 100 Enkis and 100 Sirens on average. Some are floating in the air and some farther back for any who manage to escape. I'll open them now, Velzard warned them. Oh, they cheered. Asterisk Gruel. Ruah Aarrr. Ruah Aarrr. Asterisk Screech HH. The monsters started to pass through the open sections. These sections are only 2 meters in height and 3 meters wide. The Enkis started firing their magic attacks on the swarm of monsters. The Sirens shoot down the flying ones and cover the Enkis that needed help. Unlike their superiors that fight each other whenever Argent wasn't around, subordinates don't have any bad blood towards each other. Inside the barrier, napalm burst. Enki shouted as he dropped down towards a densely populated part of the swarm. Hail bullets. Siren made hundreds of ice bullets that rained down on the monsters that fly, each one dropping to the ground by getting hit in the wings and losing the ability to fly. Enki burning those on the ground and Siren who cleans up the skies. Once they have cleaned about 60% to 80% of the monsters in the area, they'll leave and switch to a different location. This again lasted for a couple more weeks, until more than 2 months have passed since the battle started. Everyone has started to show signs of exhaustion. Argent gave the Seraphims and Guy some magicules by taking some from the orbs that Veldanava gave him. This allowed them to maintain the status quo. Ah! This'll never end. Argent complained as he slashed at Ivaraj, avoiding its tail. He then goes to the front of its face to distract it from Feldway's attack from the back. It sensed Feldway behind that it looked and fired a breath. He dodges on the skin of his teeth and had a frown on his face. Guy then shots at Ivaraj's face to gain its attention. This back and forth has been all they were capable of doing. They purposely let Ivaraj aim at them so as to not let any more damages occurred to the planet. Gent Argent. Hey, Veldanava. Finally notice? I got it. There is a blank universe close to opening. If you could push it in there, I could alter the universe to become a sort of prison, sealing it there. How long till it open? A month. A month? That's too long. We're barely holding on here, especially since you don't want to kill it. Well, you could open it if you want, Veldanava said with an annoyed voice. I could? Argent involuntarily said. It's close to that universe with the large reptiles. All the universes are connected. If you just follow it and take a few turns you'll be able to open it. Did you just compare finding a universe to taking a turn on the road? That's not the point right now. If I'm right, you'll only need to at least take 5 different turns. One of those routes can get you to it. Anyway, that's all, good luck. Hey, unbelievable. Argent muttered. Guy, I'll have to do something, so I'll have to back out for a bit. Huh, this isn't the right time right now, Guy shouted back as he dodges a breath. This can help us win. Also, I'll be having Enki and Siren guard me, so the monsters will be a lot more. Velgrind, do you hear that? Got it. Although that will be a big lose in our side here. Argent along with Siren and Enki as bodyguards started flying all over the battlefield searching for the correct spot to look. 2 days after Argent, Enki, and Siren left the fight, the other Enkis and Sirens are finally getting overwhelmed by the cryptids. Casualties have started popping up left and right. Some monsters have already slipped through them and they can't follow since more will escape if they did. Need help? A voice was heard by the Enkis and Sirens in one of the sections. They beamed when they saw who it was. Ya Jahil Sama.